Chico and Paz are being held in an old unused part of the compound. Get inside and head northeast.
And make an objective much more simpler. Don't worry, that was a little edit that I did over there. It ain't the prettiest, but it got the job done. It's basically the first time I played this, I got my ass handed to me. I had no idea what I was doing. I was messing around with the controls. And let's get it out of here. My one gripe that I had with this game so far is the lack of instructions as to how the hell you move or anything. You know, the last Metal Gear I played was 3. I haven't played Peace Walker yet, which sucks because I don't really know too much about Chico and Paz, and I don't want to go look it up and figure it all out. I want to play it and experience it. So I'm going to go definitely play that when I get an opportunity to. Over the next couple months, I'll probably get an opportunity to step back and play that and understand their stories. And I'm not too worried about it, you know, because I'm still going to take this for what it is. It's still kind of know the story about Big Boss, and that's overemphasizing this as well. But the controls, you know, that you kind of like your, there's like a menu, like a manual that you can pull up, and then that'll teach you your controls and stuff. But like, does it really hurt them too much to teach you? And they teach you a couple of things. Like right here, they're gonna teach me how to like roll over and stuff, which I kind of suck at. I'm not really too good at. But everything else you kind of have to trial and error. So that's why I had to make that cut over there. Because the first time I was just dancing around like an idiot. I'm like, how do I move? How do I jump? Why does X make me do this crazy lunge? How do I duck? How do I crawl? You know, all these important things over here. So, first thing to note when playing Ground Zeroes. The game looks amazing. Like, I've never, like, Snake has definitely never looked better than this. And I've only played 4 for a little, but this, wow. Different thing. Acoustically speaking, right, and you know what, let's stick with graphics. Graphically speaking, it looks great. So, I mean, you can see over here, we're in Cuba. You know, but the textures and whatnot, you know, there's rocky terrain, there's a little grassy terrain, there's obviously the inside of the base and whatnot, which is all, you know, very rudimentary stuff. And from afar, it looks blah. Honestly, from afar, I'm kind of like, it looks alright, like whatever. But once you get closer to it, like, look at these rocks that like we're on. Like, this looks so good. There's a very mixed feel as to what the game is. I mean, this game takes place, I think, in the 70s, 72, 73, I'm going to throw out there. I don't remember. It tells you the year somewhere in the long line. But there's a mix of, you know, that Cold War era kind of thing going on, especially when you see the intro cutscene, which is a little bit longer than what, well, it was like 8 minutes long or something like that. You know, by Kojima's standards, pretty small. It might not even been 8 minutes. I don't know. But I just called over there at the end over there where Kiefer was like, missed me. Very cute touch, by the way. I really like that. We'll get into David Hayter a little bit later. But graphically wise, you know, things look a little level. I mean, look at the landscape we could see. We could see all that. And I think that's something that Kojima emphasizes a lot in what he wants to do with Phantom Pain is he wants to create an open world where you could go almost anywhere you see. Like, there is no horizon. Like, you'll see things and then you'll go to them and then you'll be able to, like, see other things. And you'll see those things you saw and they're bigger. And I think I kind of get that. Even though Camp Omega is a confined space, you kind of get that field of like, okay, I could do whatever I want over here. There's plenty of options as to what I could do. I could do whatever I want, however I want. And there's still more stuff over there to go on over there. So I definitely understand the replayability aspect that they're going for in terms of Ground Zero. Just even playing, and I played it for like an hour and a half, you know, 2 hours. I did not beat the campaign, by the way, or the mission or whatnot. I managed to save Chico. I'm still looking for Paz. I stopped playing after that. I wanted to make sure I got it and did this video with all. I mean, literally, I played it for like an hour and 10 minutes. And part of it was like also like reading like the storyline stuff that they had with that. So, you know, maybe gameplay-wise, I only played for like 40 minutes. But I wanted to get out of there fresh after I was done and just go over here. The binoculars is really useful in this game. You can see me using them right here, right now. And this is kind of what I talk about. You know, there's a 70s feel, obviously. You're in Cuba. It's like raining. You know, all the equipment and stuff kind of looks 70ish. But then you got Snake, who's like this futuristic mofo. Like, I mean, I forget what they call it. The iDroid, I think they call it later, which I found pretty funny. I think that they call it an iDroid. Get it? I mean, this manages, in fact, to tag the guys, and then you'll be able to see them kind of like you see them right there with, like, their eyes and whatnot, and you can see them through walls and stuff. Like, that's all pretty sophisticated stuff. I'm sure things that didn't exist then might not exist now, to tell you the truth. But it's cool, you know, it fits. It fits with what Snake is, you know, it fits as to what this perception is of what Big Boss created. You know, it fits with what Mother Base is all about, you know, pushing the limits and whatnot of the technology at the time. and it is really cool. And it is, you know, the Kojima and Metal Gear is one of those series that could kind of get away with that. You know, when you go like in the future, you can understand that it's like nano machines and nano. Like when you go in the future, it could be anything. But when you go in the past and you got all this technology, kind of like, all right, like right here, the iDroid or whatever, where it shows you whatever. It's the coolest, one of the coolest maps I've ever had to interact with. And at first, you know, when you look at traditional Metal Gear games, you always got the radar on the screen with you. And kind of when I didn't have it in this game, I didn't really notice it until I pulled up the iDroid. It's nifty. It's one button. It's there. It's fine. You can use it whenever you want. I like this because it gives you more of a cinematic feel. I love screens that have very little clutter on them. One thing, for example, and Titanfall gets a pass. Here's one thing I'll tell you about Titanfall real quick. Titanfall gets a pass when you're inside the mech because you're inside something. So it's okay to put shit all over the place because you're in it. You kind of expect there to be stuff, you know, like a plane has buttons and controls and whatnot. When you're playing as somebody like Solid Snake, or Snake, pardon me, I don't want to get everybody all riled up. When you're playing a Snake and you're playing this one-man infiltration unit, you want to feel as close as you can to being that guy in that base. And I really felt that when I was playing this. I was Snake. I was trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing over here. I'm like, yo, how do I play this? What are the controls? Where am I going? What am I doing? And that's the first time through. That's exactly the experience that I wanted to feel like. I wanted to feel like I was sneaking around. There's going to be some action later on because eventually I get caught and I have to shoot some people. That was, it was alright. I mean, you know, the reticle and whatnot is okay in this game. It's not anything great, but I'm not playing Metal Gear for the action anyway. I'm playing this to sneak around. I'm playing this for the storyline. So I'm okay with the action not being great because in an ideal world, I don't want to shoot anybody in this game. Now, initially I will go through there, and that's one of the things where replayability kicks in. So this first time, if you noticed, when I got on the guard tower, I kind of went around and I dropped inside of here. Initially, I walked right through the front door of the base because I was like, I can't see anything else, and this is just bad by me. Alright, so when you get caught in this game, you get that, but you get these couple of seconds where you can kind of, I call them save your ass seconds. I'm sure Kojima has a better name for that. But basically, it's like, hey, and I think I managed to put that guy to sleep or something like that. And I'm like, alright, well, night-night. And I like how it gives you like the stats over there on the side as to, you know, what CP is entering in, like what they're doing, and also like your stats and whatnot in terms of the game. And I wasn't too over here. I look over there real quick to iDroid to see where these guys are. He caught me fine. I was kind of just crawling up into him, so whatever. But there's different paths that you could go to, and I'm sure, you know, the more that I play it, the easier I'll find it, and then I'll find that one way that you can get into everything. So later on, I'm gonna get into. I'll show you guys later. Later on, I'm gonna get into an altercation around the camp where Chico is, and there's a little nook right there, a little hole in the fence that I could have snuck under, but I ain't know that. Now I do. So next time I do that, I'm definitely gonna sneak under that. And it's really cool to see how, like, you know, oh my God, these guys that play the video games really fast. The speedrunning community. I told you, people have to play video games real fast. It's really interesting to see how the speedrun community handles this game, because I think it's going to be pretty fun to just speedrun through this. Anyway, so graphically it's impressive. Control-wise, it feels pretty good as well. It doesn't feel as bulky as other, you know, Metal Gear games have. Honestly, Metal Gear hasn't had the best controls ever. I kind of equated them always to like Resident Evil controls. They're not the best, but once you get used to them, they're pretty effective. It's a little more difficult for me now, you know, that I'm playing so many games. I don't got enough time to dedicate things to one game. It's a little bit tough for me, you know, to adjust to control schemes. I remember when I played, when I did the GoldenEye Let's Play, which you can find over there on the channels from one of the playlists. One of the things that I really struggled with, so I'd play like 2 or 3 levels, and I'd get comfortable with control, and then I'd, you know, play 3 or 4, and I'd be good. And then maybe I wouldn't play for like a month, you know, because I had enough episodes to do for like a month. So I wouldn't play for a month, you know, I'd been busy and whatnot. And then I'd go back and it'd be a struggle all over again, trying to remember the controls and whatnot. So that's kind of like the same thing I'm definitely going to have an issue with maybe in Phantom Pain, you know, if I'm trying to diversify my games and stuff. And I look over there, and this is really cool because, boom, I tagged both those guys. I know what they're doing. Now, I don't play this well because this is my first time here, so I have no damn clue what the hell I'm doing. And in all honesty, I really don't know what I'm doing. So I don't play this the best way, but that's really cool. I got an upper, I was in an upper spot, you know, high up above, able to see him, track him on over there. Cool. Alright, so I see that guard tower there. My game plan was I'm going to get on top of that guard tower and really take a look at what the hell is actually down here. When you see that little line that we're seeing over here to my left and up, that means that you're in their line of sight and that they're able to see you. afterwards, if they keep on seeing you, like if you keep progressing towards you, kind of get that save your ass moment where if you pop them in that time, it's all good. They drop dead, whatever. If you don't, then we got some trouble. Alright, so I'm coming over here. Now, I was a little bit confused because I caught all the spotlight there, and I was like, okay. I was like, well, that gave me a green thing, and nobody else is, so I guess that's Chico. Alright, I'm straight. I later found out it wasn't Chico. I actually went to Chico the first try, too, and I was kind of impressed. I had no idea who the hell the kid was. I don't know, whatever he looked like. Let's talk about another thing. Acoustically, this game. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Thoroughly impressed. So I was playing over here. I didn't have my headset on, the Xbox One headset I got. I was actually just playing with the speaker set up over here, the surround sound that I got over here in my room. And it sounds so good. Now, obviously, there's the whole pestering rain part of it, which the rain isn't coming hard enough. It sounds almost kind of like pleasant and peaceful. So if I would have popped in there, there wouldn't have been this whole ordeal. Unfortunately, my aim is not too good with this, so I decided to just run and gun right up in. And clearly not how you play this game, but what do you want me to do? It's my first time playing. Anyway, my first time getting to this point. And Snake can run pretty fast, too, and he can run for like an infinite amount of time, which is pretty dope. So I noticed that these guys are probably going to come all around. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get upstairs, and I'm just going to disappear. I'm going to probably lay down there. They won't know I'm here. Solid plan right there, Marcos. Hopefully. There's obviously that rain coming over there. But the rain gives you so much to do, and actually, when I was in Syracuse and I did a student film over there, I emphasized, the rain and the water and trying to make that into transitional elements because the sound of rain is so malleable as to what you could do in terms of, the rain, for example. That's how right now where I'm at, fall on top of this. Let's say that this is a wooden or even like a rubber type top is different than the one that falls on top of the rubber tents is different than the one that falls on top of the cage that Chico's in. It's different than the one that falls on top of the ground. So there's this persistent rain that isn't drenching everything out. Like I'm hearing these guys' footsteps right now, and I'm kind of trying to pinpoint where they are. And you could hear like the different textures that they step on. So if they step on, I mean, this isn't anything revolutionary. This isn't like Metal Gear's the first one to do this. It's just the crispness, the crispness, not Christmas. Christmas, that takes place in December. The crispness, as you hear them, was thoroughly impressive and definitely added a new dynamic to the game. Another acoustic element, obviously, is the loss of David Hayter, and now that we got Kiefer Sutherland, I have no doubt that I'll definitely get used to the voice. But, I actually, when I first heard the change, I was kind of like, whatever, I don't really care who the hell plays Snake. Kiefer Sutherland's a pretty damn good actor. I don't really care. But when we heard that intro cinematic, and he said like, "You missed me," or "Took me long enough," or whatever the hell he said, it would have been better if that was David Hayter. Like just straight up, like just so for everybody, it just would have been better. And I understand, Kojima reasons it out that he needs, with the face technology now, he's gonna need somebody who could do that. And David Hayter isn't an actor; he just plays the voice. Kiefer Sutherland's able to do that, so that gives him a little bit more malleability as to what he want to do, and that's completely reasonable. And it's up to him. And I'm sure by the time Phantom Pain comes around, I'm gonna hear so much Kiefer Sutherland. It's just gonna kind of become the voice of Snake for that period to me. But right now, first impact, it was like, who is this guy? Check this out. I'm trying to play this over here smooth, and I managed to pop him right there. And then he's gone. He's KO. He's over there, night. And I'm looking at this dude. I'm like, I gotta get this guy going here. Now, mind you, when you're in slow motion, everything's in slow motion. So even your reload is in slow motion. So you gotta keep that in mind over there. But acoustically, the game is beautiful. It plays well. I'm definitely excited. Playing through this game, I'm definitely excited to see what Kojima brings us into Phantom Pain. And I'm definitely happy that I got this game. I'm definitely, if it's $30. I definitely wanted to invest it in this. I'm able to get a little taste as to what the Phantom Pain is going to bet and also be able to help myself out to that. Now, I'm going to leave you guys over here at the last cutscene for Chico. Hope you guys have a great Friday. Free C Murder. Deuces. Subscribe to the channel. All that hood stuff. We out of here.
Chico, it's me.
No! No! Go away! Go away!
Get off, man! Let me out of here, please!
Get off me! Get off!
Chico, keep it down.
Go away!
Take a second. Come, right over here. Hey, you gotta let me out. You let me out, no! Stay here.
Get off me! Get off!
Chico, calm down. Calm down. Don't fight it. I got Chico.
And Paz?
Not here.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Is Chico able to walk?
Hold on. Not gonna happen.
You'll have to carry him out then. Okay, boss, change your plans. Haul Chico over to the rendezvous point. We'll get Paz's whereabouts out of him once he's calmed down.